mention. We are live. In 3, 2, 1. Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another Friday night of Glenwood football. Tonight's game here at the Swamp will feature the Glenwood Gators versus Morgan Academy Senators. This is a Region 1 AISA Class 3A game, and it is very important for both teams. Both teams had their region opener last week, and Glenwood suffered their first loss to Bessemer Academy. Also, Morgan played Lee Scott and suffered their first region loss, 28-20, to the Warriors. So both teams come into this game 0-1 in the region. So you can see that this is a very important game for both teams. The other thing was that last night, Bessemer Academy played Tuscaloosa Academy for what would become first place in Region 1. And Tuscaloosa won by 1 point, 17-16, by scoring the last 10 points of the game and getting one of those on a field goal on the next to last play of the game. That means that Tuscaloosa is now in first place and Bessemer is in second. It will be a tie for second place with the winner of this game with Bessemer. So it is a key game for the Gators. The other thing about this game is that this will be hopefully a game that the Gators will be able to win, since the last two times they have played Morgan Academy, they have lost the game. Last year was a 22-16 victory by Morgan in Selma, and the game before that was the first playoff game played here against Morgan, which was a 21-14 loss to the Senators. So the Senators have won the last 2 and 3 of the last 4 games with Coach Gibson. I'm sure that that's something that he wants to change tonight. The teams are lined up at midfield, getting ready to have the coin toss and to determine who will receive the kickoff. The captains for Glenwood are number 20, Trevor Crisco, number 3, Justin Jackson, and number 57, Will Smith. This should be, like I say, a very important game. Morgan has a very strong senior offensive line, but most of their skill position players are underclassmen. One of those is a running back wide receiver named Holt Utsey. Utsey's older brother, Hunter, scored in every game that he played against Glenwood, and I'm sure that the Gators are hoping that that will not happen tonight. Last week's game, as I said, was a Bessemer win, and unfortunately for the Gators, who had done so well during the year with their defense, gave up 44 points, which is more points than they had combined. Now the teams are lining up, and it looks like that Morgan has won the toss and will receive, and Glenwood will kick and defend the goal to my right to start the game. So we're all getting ready for the kickoff, and as you can see on camera, the Glenwood team, spirit line as they call it, is lined up for the Gators to run through as they get ready for the game. It's a pretty good crowd for the Gators, and we're hoping that that will be something that will continue with a spirit line for this game. Morgan has had their issues. Their record so far this year is 1-3. And here comes Glenwood now on the field. We're just 2 minutes shy of the kickoff for this key game, and we will see who is back for Morgan Academy. Like I say, their skill players are sophomores and juniors. There are no seniors in the starting backfield, nor listed on their roster. So it will be very interesting. They do have one senior halfback on defense that may play on offense. He has his name Will Ingram, but other than that, everyone else is a sophomore and a junior. Back deep for Morgan Academy is number 20, Josh Brown. Number 15, Matthew Free. Number 21, the aforementioned Will Ingram. And one player I'm afraid I'm unable to, it's number 3, Holt Utsey. And we're getting ready for the kickoff. Kickoff is deep to the 10-yard line, and they fumbled the kickoff, but he retained possession. I know, it looks like that Glenwood recovered the fumble.
I know, I told that early. I said, when they roll, it's going to be different than a regular football. They make sure to put a real football up.
When 21 came upfield, he tried to, someone stripped the ball, and it looked like he fell back on it. Either 20 looked like he fell back on it, but obviously he did not. And it's 1st and 10 Glenwood on their 29-yard line. 29 yards from pay dirt. Well, that's certainly an exciting play for the Gators. Carrying the ball is Kai Robichaud. Robichaud is down on the 17, but there is a flag, and the preliminary indication is the flag is against Glenwood. Okay, holding against Glenwood, and it was at a spot foul, so it was at the 30, so they got the ball 1st and 10 on the 40. So it's, 1st and 21 on the 40. It's a keeper. Bryce Newman, the quarterback, got almost all of those yards that were lost on the penalty back up to the 29. A good run by Newman. Running back is Kai Robichaud. He cuts outside and makes what looked like might have been a no gain down to the 26-yard line. About a gain of maybe 3 yards. Newman's back to pass. Ball looks like it was. Pass was complete to Robichaud, and it's for a first down on the, we'll spot it at, the 11-yard line. Very good pass by Newman. He got him, and Robichaud made a great move to get the first down. As another pass is complete. Can you see who that is?
Number 1, Mason Hurd.
Pass complete to Mason Hurd, who's made some big catches. And he gets 5. I may have misquoted on the original yard line. It looks like Robichaud got down to the 16, so Hurd's down to the 11. He got a gain of 5. Robichaud up the middle, churning. Touchdown, Glenwood. So with 9:38 to play, Robichaud gets 11-yard touchdown. An extra point will be by Garrett Hall. No, it's a fake. This is the same play that Glenwood used against Bessemer. It was not a kick. Newman, who is the holder, went up and picked the ball and threw it strictly to Trevor Crisco for a 2-point conversion. So instead of 7-0, Glenwood leads 8-0. As they go for a 2-point conversion after the first touchdown, just like they did last week against Bessemer. Let's just hope that they continue with the good luck. That was excellent, excellent drive. Even though it was only 29 yards, they had 5 plays and picked up 3 first downs, and Glenwood now leads 8-0. We have another kickoff. I'm sure that the Morgan coach had a comment about let's try to hold on to the ball this time. The kick is deep. Down to the 4. $20 broke to the right, broke to the left, and for the second time this year, a kick was run back by the opponents for a touchdown. Running back the kick for Morgan is Josh Brown, the junior. He just went 97 yards for a touchdown. Prior to last week's game, Glenwood had only given up 26 points all year on only 2 touchdowns. And the third touchdown that was given up was a kickoff return, and it looks like that kickoff return, Itis has hit again against the defense. The kick by Wade Mason is good, and now the score reads Glenwood 8, Morgan 7. Well, that was certainly a turn of events. It's not exactly how it was drawn up. 20 made a nice cut, and the only person left was Garrett Hall to try to slow him down. He was playing safety, and number 20 put a little move on him and obviously had plenty of speed, and he outrun the pursuit. And no less than 16 seconds after Glenwood scores, the Senators score to pull within 1 point. It is now 8-7. Back deep for Glenwood, it looks like it's Trevor Crisco, and I'm not sure. Ball's to the 15. Well, the other deep back was Tony Maple, who is usually a wideout, but he had a very nice run back. 82 runs the ball back to the 41-yard line. So with a nice 26-yard return, Glenwood sets up shop on the 41-yard line, 59 yards from pay dirt. Newman went back to pass and got a little bit rushed there. Tried to get the ball out to the wideout on the far side, but the pass was over his head and was incomplete. So it's 2nd and 10 at the 41. Glenwood is lined up now. They're in a spread offense with a shotgun formation. Newman looks like he's back to pass. It's a wide receiver screen to number 12. Pass is complete to Marco West Sanchez, and he gets 5 yards. That makes it 3rd and 5 for the 46. That was a nice keeper by Newman. He was stopped short, but there is a penalty flag on the play. Not sure what the penalty is for. It was thrown at the tackle, so it's hard to say who that penalty was. It's a face mask on the tackle against Morgan. So he gets the 5-yard version, which is sort of like the inadvertent face mask, I guess you would say. But it gives Glenwood a first down on the 46, past the midfield stripe. Newman back to pass again.
Throw the ball away. Throw the ball away. What?
Newman had a open Robichaud in the flat, but was unable to reach him because unfortunately for Glenwood, the rush got to him, and he took a big loss of 19 yards. That makes a second and a long way to go. Unfortunately for Newman, who came back and threw the wide receiver screen to Marco West Sanchez, Sanchez was out of bounds, so it's counted as an incomplete pass, and now it's 3rd and a long way. That's unfortunate. He had some daylight ahead, but that didn't work. So let's see what happens on 3rd down. 3rd and long. Not exactly what Glenwood had in mind when they started this drive on the 41. Nice reception by Kai Robichaud, but with that many yards to get, Kai got what he could on the short pass play and got out to the 49. It's a gain of 14, but needless to say, it's still 4th and 15. Looks like, despite that, Glenwood, looks like they are going to set up to punt. Looked for a minute like they were going to go for it, and then they went into punt formation. Nice kick by Jackson Griner down to the 18-yard line. It was a fair catch by Morgan, and Morgan sets up shop 1st and 10 on the 17. We'll call it the 18-yard line. That's a 33-yard kick with Morgan now taking over at their own 18. Here's where we're going to see how that defense is going to go. Well, that was a running play, but I'll have to say it looked like it was just student body left, and it didn't do a whole lot. It looked like the ball carrier was Will Ingram. I'd say the right side of the Glenwood defense made the tackle, we'll say that, and he did get 2 yards, so it's 2nd and 8 at the 20. They set up in a kind of a full house backfield. Glenwood's got almost everybody at the line of scrimmage. He's acting like he's going to throw, but I don't think he's going to make it.
We got it. Go.
I did say that even though the quarterback, Andrew Thomas, fumbled the ball was down where he was tackled for the sack on the, looks like the 7-yard line. So he lost 13 yards. Looks like they have, I don't know if that's a heat timeout or an official timeout. Temperature is still in the 80s, so they could have a heat timeout. It's 5:52 left. So they're still showing 3 timeouts for each team, so it looks like it is a heat timeout. That's just fine with the Glenwood defense. The way they got their motor running, that'll just give them a little extra step or two. So far, they've looked, with the exception of the kick coverage, very good tonight. So Glenwood's defense has got Morgan in a hole. It's 3rd and a long way to go for a first down. And if they can keep in their coverage lanes, they should be in good shape to receive the ball back. We'll have to wait and see. Okay, there's a late substitution for Morgan. So they're lining up in the full house backfield. Not the best. Well, number 2 did a great job of eluding the defense and got the ball to number 1, Trey Jones. However, he is short of the first down at the 26. So it's 4th and about 3 yards to go.
You're outside, BJ. Hey, Steve called him.
Looks like Morgan called timeout. I think what they did when they lined up at the line of scrimmage, that they were kind of hoping Glenwood would be eager and they could get them to jump off sides. When that didn't happen, then Morgan called timeout. So that's the first official timeout. And with 5:05 left on the scoreboard, we have our first timeout by Morgan, and the score still remains 8-7.
Hey, they're fucking. Let's see. Oh, not that one. Shotgun. All right. Fair base.
It was a quick kick there, pretty good kick downfield. Glenwood was not going to let them get a chance to pull a trick play. So number 2 kicked the ball deep, and the ball is downed by the Senators at the Glenwood 28-yard line. It'll be 1st and 10 Glenwood from the 28-yard line. Well, it looked like that was a fake handoff. Bryce took the ball up the middle, but I don't think it fooled anybody. He did get a yard on the play, but their middle linebacker stayed home and made the tackle. So it's 2nd and 9 on the 29. Robichaud, who is their leading rusher, has not been able to get the ball that much in this game. It would be good to see if they could get him the ball. Newman rolled out to pass to Trevor Crisco. However, the pass was a little short, and Trisco couldn't make the scoop grab, so the pass is incomplete, and now it's 3rd and 9. Nice reception there. Newman threw the ball right to Crisco, and Crisco got a first down for Glenwood at the 43. That's a gain of 14 and a first down. That was a nice pass. I still think that they have the opportunity to use, nice catch. Looked like it might have been nearly intercepted, but Newman's pass went to Mason Hurd, and he got 9, so it's 2nd and 1, and now they've crossed midfield and are now at the 48-yard line. Good handoff to Kai Robichaud. Robichaud is using his speed. Robichaud just scored his 2nd touchdown. That's a 48-yard rush for Robichaud with 2:45 left to play in the first quarter, and now Glenwood leads 14-7. What a nice cut he made once he got through the line of scrimmage. He made a wonderful cut and left the defensive halfback in his wake. Great run by the junior running back. This time Garrett Hall does kick the extra point, and Glenwood now leads 15-7 with 2:45 left in the first quarter. I think one of the things that we're going to see now as they talk to the Glenwood kick team is what exactly they're going to do on kick coverage. Hall has done a very good job of making his kickoffs deep, but I think they're a little bit concerned about the type of coverage that they're getting. So let's see if he kicks it deep, or if he looks like, or if he just kind of kicks the ball on the ground and make it a tough reception for the Senators. Well, we've got a line drive kick, and he catches the ball. Number 3 received the kick, but he went down on his knees when he did, so he's down at the, we'll say, 13-yard line. So it's 1st and 10 Morgan at the 13. Not exactly what they were counting on, but I'm sure Glenwood doesn't mind. Morgan has really got that full house backfield in there again. Looks like they handed the ball off to number 3, and the linebackers were all over that. I would say offhand he got absolutely nothing. So it's 2nd and 10. Cam Carpenter was given the credit for the tackle there, but the whole right side linebacker core was on him. So now as an attempted pass, intercepted. Intercepted by Justin Jackson. What? I do believe that Trey Jones made Andrew Thomas. made I believe that was either number 3 or number 2. Number 3, Utsey, who went for the halfback pass, and Justin Jackson made a great interception, grabbed that ball at the 20-yard line, and just ran for a touchdown. So right now, the defense of the Gators has outscored the offense of Morgan's 6-0, and hopefully Garrett Hall will make it 7. And he did. Well, we've got a lot of fireworks here in the first quarter. And so it's now Glenwood 22, Morgan 7. And we're still in the first quarter. And Morgan is going to receive their 4th kickoff of the game. Well, I tell you what, the Morgan offense is getting a taste of what this Glenwood defense has done in every game except against Bessemer, because they had 2 shutouts, and one game they gave up 12 points, and the other they gave up 7 in the other 2. So you're looking at a team that's only given up a total of 70 points all year before this game. Nice kickoff to the 10. And like I say, I'm sure they had a discussion about kick coverage. Looks like Daryl Mons made the tackle. It looked like number 3, Utsey, got the kickoff and ran it to the 20, we'll call it the 27, so he got a 17-yard return from the, so it's a 1st and 10 at the 27. Here we go. Quarterback's under center. It's a wide sweep toss to Utsey. And Utsey got 3 yards on the carry. Now it's well, make it. They gave him another yard, so make it 4. So that makes it 2nd and 6.
Back up and get around it.
We've got Ingram and Matthew Free in the backfield now. Ball is handed off, and Mr. Ingram got a warm welcome from the Glenwood defense, and he received exactly no yards on that carry. In fact, the ball popped out, but his forward motion had already been stopped, and he was ruled as down. So it's no gain. Now it's 3rd and 6. That was probably the right call, too. His forward motion stopped, and he was going down when the ball popped out. Okay, it's 3rd down, and it looks like the Senators have decided that what they're going to do is let the first quarter clock end up, so that the end of the first quarter, the score will be Glenwood 22, Morgan Academy 7. Okay, we're back. Both teams are still in the quarter timeout, but it looks like we're about to get ready for the second quarter. Is now 3rd and 6 for Morgan, and the Glenwood defense has got a feel that they are not going to be denied tonight. I will tell you that with the exception of the Bessemer game, the Glenwood defense has keyed this team all year. That and with some nice pinpoint passing by Newman and the running of Kai Robichaud has really been the key to the offense. But the defense is what makes the Gators this year. And if they keep what they're doing in this game, I don't think Morgan is going to be very happy with the outcome. But we will have to wait and see. We've got 3 full quarters to go. Morgan has alternated between Utsey and Andrew Thomas at quarterback. I'm sure that's because it looks like they would prefer to run the ball. But we will wait and see. Number 20, who is out wide out for this 3rd down play, was the man that ran back the kickoff for 97 yards and a touchdown. So you certainly want to keep a good coverage on him. And Glenwood's got him. Number 14 is up. Well, I tell you, I believe that right there is going to be intentional grounding on the Senators' quarterback. It looked like intentional grounding to me, but I wasn't sure. There was nobody. Number 2 was trying to avoid the rush, and there was nobody for the Senators over there to receive anything. So he was called for intentional grounding. The key to that is not only do you get the penalty, but you also get loss of down. So you can count on a punt now, and now it's 4th in a very long way from the 15. They get a nice kickoff. It goes off out of bounds on the side. There really was no opportunity for Glenwood to run that back. But even with a very good punt, and it was, that ball will still be 1st and 10 Glenwood on their own 43-yard line. So that even though they had a 42-yard punt, Glenwood is only 57 yards from pay dirt again. Newman's in a shotgun, 1st down with Robichaud right beside him. He throws it. Oh my goodness, look at this. Somebody forgot something because Trevor Crisco went right down the middle of the field and nobody covered him. That's all I can say is Bryce just back and threw the ball to Crisco, and we have a 57-yard touchdown. And the Morgan defense is looking at one another saying, well, you were supposed to cover him. No, I think you had to cover him. Well, they didn't. Now Hall goes for his 4th extra point. And it is good. And the score now reads Glenwood 29, Morgan 7. And I will tell you, just right now in the second quarter, and there's 11:34 to go before the half, the Senators are not exactly what you call looking excited out there. I think that the Gators hit them with 2 big, long touchdown plays, and it has taken some of the starch out of the Senator offense and defense. Trevor Crisco could not have been any more open on that pass play. than anybody that's ever played the game of football. There was no one within 20 yards of him. All Bryce had to do is get him the ball. Kick is deep. And it goes into the end zone for a touchback. So it'll be 1st and 10 for the Morgan Academy Senators on the 20-yard line. Well, Glenwood could not have asked for a better start to the game to get things back on the winning track, and hopefully their defense will keep their intensity and make sure that Morgan doesn't bust one. And based on what I just saw, they are not. I don't know who you're going to give that tackle to. I'd just say the left side of the Glenwood defense, because number 2, Andrew Thomas, may have been given, well, he didn't get anything. It's 2nd and 10 at the 20. It's a no gain for Andrew Thomas for the Senators. And that is important, that Glenwood does keep their focus on defense. They don't want any more long hitters like number 20 did on the kickoff. There's a pass play to number 20, but the pass was not very well thrown and was over his head. So Thomas's pass was incomplete to Josh Brown. Now it's 3rd and 10 from the 20. I think that was a good idea for the Senators to get it to their big play man, but they just didn't get him the ball. There's no other way to say it. He just didn't get the ball to the receiver. 3rd and 10. He's behind center. We have a toss play. And Holtze is wrapped up after a 4-yard gain, so it's now 4th and 6 for the Senators from the 24. Back in punt formation, kick. Oh, he got that one off the side of his feet, a foot, whatever. And 15 downs the ball. That was not the kick they were looking for by Jones. Anyway, Matthew Freed down the ball at the 43, so that's a punt of 19 yards, and Glenwood takes over on this side on their 43. 43 yards from scrimmage. Robichaud with the handoff goes to the right side, goes through about 3 tacklers, and gets down to the 36. I may be calling his name wrong. I just heard them say his name over the loudspeaker. I've been calling him Robichaud. It may be Robichaud. Any way you look at it, he is a show, the way he's been running the ball. And he has absolutely torn the Morgan Academy defense up. It was offsides Morgan. It's 53 for Morgan. Trent Huff jumped offsides. So that will looks like they're going to have an official's timeout to check and see if they got a first down on the penalty. So we have a timeout at 9:31. It's interesting. He definitely was just 2nd and 4, and so with a 5-yard penalty, he should have the first down. But they're gonna measure, is all I can say. And it looks like to me that the first down marker is he's got the first down by nearly a yard. It looks like. Yes. My goodness, these old eyes that do defy me after all. That it is a first down. Oh well. Anyway, first down for Glenwood at the 31. Once again, Newman's in a shotgun. Gives the ball to Robichaud on the right side again. Or is that Mon? That was Mon. I'm sorry. I thought Robichaud had the ball, but it was Mon, who is a quick back, and he got a solid 4 yards. So it's 2nd and 6 from about the 27. Yes, Darryl Mon's in there now at halfback, and he gets the ball again. Nice reverse field, and he's fast. Darryl almost got in, but he did. He made a nice cut, got around the potential tackle for a loss, and now it's got a 1st and goal at the 5 for Glenwood for a nice gain of 22 yards. So we've got a 1st and goal on the 5. Part of my responsibilities is to write the stories weekly for the Phoenix Citizen, and Glenwood, with the huddle, sends me their games each week on the huddle website, and so they are again taking the pictures tonight, and it has been some. I'm sure I'll be getting copies of this, and right now it will be very interesting to see what Coach Gibson says about this game so far. It's 29-7. Glenwood is driving. It's 2nd down and goal at the 4. They haven't updated the scoreboard. Mighty close to a touchdown, but not quite. Trying to see who. Whoever it is an injury. It looks like that would have been Alandis Boyd, and that is the last thing the Glenwood Gators need on offense is Alandis Boyd, who is an outstanding linebacker, injured on the offensive play. That's really unfortunate. He gained 3 yards. He's just short of the goal at the 1. And he's not getting up. So we've got, all I can say is we've got a timeout on the field while we tend to see Boyd. And we certainly hope that everything will be okay and that this is just something that he can overcome quick. Well, that looks good. Boyd is taking his time. He's kind of walking a little gingerly, but he's coming off the field on his own power, and that is certainly something good to see because this guy is really an outstanding defensive player, and it's the last thing that Glenwood wants to do is lose this player of this caliber on defense. I would like to mention to our viewers and also the readers of the Citizen that next week Glenwood is now off. That's right, Glenwood was to play Unity Prep next week here at the Swamp, and that game has been canceled. So we're going to have...
Let's go!
Look at there, Justin Jackson running that full backfield. Jackson is going to be scoring all kinds of touchdowns. They did a kind of a backward toss to Jackson, and he went over guard and went straight in to the in for a 1-yard touchdown with 7:33. It was a
Interception.
oh, excuse me. Well, it looks like I had things wrong. Let me make a correction on that. It turned out Alandis Boyd, when he was injured, fumbled the ball. And when he did, Morgan had the ball on their own 1-yard line. They attempted a pass. Justin Jackson's got their pass plays down. I thought he had the ball tossed back to him and he ran in, and it's what it looked like. But what it really was Jackson in for a 1-yard interception for his second touchdown of the day. So it looks like Glenwood is going to have plenty of points by their defense. And right now, they've outscored the Morgan offense 14-7. That was something I missed. I should have seen that the down marker had changed to the first. I just noticed that the Glenwood player was injured and did not realize that they had turned the ball over. So that was my mistake, and I apologize to our viewers for that. But that's one thing for sure. Jackson wanted to make sure that they were that close that they were not going to be denied. Another kickoff to the end zone by Garrett Hall. They really don't want Morgan to run that ball back on the kickoffs. And there's a 1st and 10 for the Senators on the 20. And we still have 7:33 to play in the quarter. We have a wide toss. Mon and made the main tackle, but Utsey did get about 4 yards on the play, so it's 2nd and 6, Morgan from the 24. Well, Jackson Griner and Justin Jackson and others will have to pick up where Boyd, hopefully he'll be able to get back in there and play a little stronger. It looks like he's back in on defense. That was a run up the middle, and it looks like Utsey was kind of shaken up on the play a little bit. They're giving him a yard, but he's coming out of the game. It's 3rd and 5 at the 25. Looks like we have a timeout, officials timeout. For those that are watching, we have to let you know this is my first time at play-by-play, and obviously things do get away from me there, especially the fact that Alandis Boyd did fumble the ball. But we got to give Justin Jackson plenty of credit for getting his second interception of the game and putting it in the end zone for a touchdown. The score reads 35-7, so I'm assuming that Hall missed the extra point after the touchdown. but you can't say that's about all they've done wrong as far as the offense is concerned. They have done the job in the first half in this game. Earlier in the year, the Glenwood offense would have 0 points in the first quarter. In fact, they've done that 3 times in the 5 games they played. But certainly, they did this against Lakeside of Eufaula, scored in the first quarter. And it seems like Glenwood has picked up. They got a touchdown against Bessemer in the second quarter. But they've certainly picked up the offensive and defensive pressure in the first half against Morgan this time. Again, both of these teams are 0-1 in Region 1. So both teams really need a win to cement their potential. Well, that was their attempt at a first down, and I don't believe he got anything. Wow, that was an interesting spot. He looked like he was stopped for no gain, and they gave him the first down. Wow. I knew Glenwood had an offsides penalty to get it 3rd and 1, but my goodness gracious. Oh well. 1st and 10 for Morgan.
They don't get it. Fire.
Again, it's Utsey, the ball carrier. They like him.
Sorry, it should have been Ranger Dude technically, but he should know to go off the limb. Just tell him.
He's got a 6-yard gain, so it's 2nd and 4 at the 36. So as far as running the ball, with the help of the 1 penalty against Glenwood, this is the first time that Morgan has been able to do anything with their running game in the game so far. Handoff was to the up back as Will Ingram, and he got 2, so it's 3rd and 2 at the 38. That was nice coverage by the interior lineman. I wasn't sure who that was, and the center linebacker, because if he gets by there, that could have been easily a first down. I'm not going to say one way or the other. They gave the ball to Ingram. Looked like they stopped him short, but I thought they stopped him short last time too. Looks like they are only going to give him 1 yard, so it's 4th and 1 at the 39. Well, very interesting. So far, looks like they're going to at least attempt to go for the 1 yard. And I don't believe he's going to get it. Jones handed off to Utsey, and Utsey got stopped for absolutely no gain. The ball goes over on downs, and it's 1st and 10 for the Gators at the 39-yard line. I mean, you couldn't have drawn it up better for the Glenwood defense. Robichaud with the ball. He's got around the 1 linebacker, but got pushed out of bounds. But a nice run, and he's close to a first down. Yeah, gain of 7, so it's 2nd and 3 at the 32. It's a nice run by Robichaud to the right side. Newman is back to pass. Oh, the ball was right to Maple, and Tony Maple was there for a touchdown, and there's no other way to say it. The ball went through his fingers. Oh, my goodness. I'm sure no one feels any worse than Tony Maple does, but he was open, and the ball was there, but he didn't make the grab, so it's 3rd and 3 at the 32. Newman faked the handoff to Robichaux and went up the middle, and everybody went with the halfback, and it looks like he's got a first down. It's close. Don't know if we're going to measure or not. It is close. They call it a first down. Good run. 1st and 10 at the 29 for Glenwood. Newman in the shotgun with Robichaux by his side. Hands the ball. He goes up the middle, pulling people. He fumbled the ball. However, Robichaux should thank his teammate. It looked like it was 12. Marco West Sanchez, who recovered the fumble, which he did. So that's gives him a first down thanks to the fumble. But it's 1st and 10 on we'll call it the 16. There goes Newman on the keeper. Very close to a first down. They're looking, they say he's just a little short, so we'll give him 9 and 2nd and 1 at the 7. Glenwood scores a touchdown here. I think they've put the game away. The ball goes to Daryl Mon, but Mon struggles and fights, but I don't know if he got the first down or not. He broke 2 tackles, but it looks like the ball is going to be right back where it was. And now it's still 3rd down, and Daryl did get a yard. So it's 3rd and 1, and again, Newman's in the shotgun. Goes inside, cuts to the left, and he's got a 1st and goal. Close to a touchdown. But he made a nice cut. And it's 1st and goal at I guess you would say maybe the 3-yard line, maybe the 2 or 3-yard line. But he got the first down. So it's 1st and goal, Glenwood. And we're not going to say Robichaux's understudy because Daryl's been here longer than Robichaux has, but Daryl took the ball in for the touchdown with 1:13 to go in the half. Glenwood, a bunch, and Monroe, not enough. Extra point attempt by Garrett Hall. Is good. So the score reads now, with 1:13 left in the half, Glenwood 42, Morgan 7. All right, Glenwood sets up for the kickoff. Getting a lot of kickoff practice in the first half of this game. I'm sure that Coach Gibson doesn't mind, especially when you're up by 5 touchdowns. Hall getting ready for the kickoff. He kicks it deep to the 4. It looked like Utsey was going to get tackled at the 23. He broke Mon's tackle and got out to the 37. Thank goodness he slowed him down, and they made a good tackle to get him down at the 37. Make that the 38-yard line. I thought it was down a little before that, but they're giving him the 38, so it's 1st and 10, Morgan at the 38-yard line with a minute to play. A toss, wide sweep to Matthew Free, and Free is tackled for maybe a gain of 2 yards, so it's 2nd and 8. I can understand Morgan's reticence to throwing the ball, especially when Glenwood has returned 2 of their errant passes for touchdowns, and with only 25 seconds to go, not sure if they'll even get off another play. They may even take the penalty. It looks like that they're going to let the clock run out, but as both teams head out, and so we're at halftime with the score: Glenwood 42, Morgan Academy 7. We're back after halftime, and Glenwood has crowned their homecoming queen for the game. The reason for that being is next week was to be homecoming, and the Glenwood was to play Unity Prep. That game has been canceled. They will not be playing at Glenwood next week. That is now an open date. So they will not be playing again for 2 weeks, and Glenwood will be on the road. We have some stats for you, and the stats look just like the score. Glenwood has really dominated the game on offense. Bryce Newman was 7 for 11 for 113 yards and a touchdown, and he ran the ball 8 times for another 15 yards. And to be honest about it, he could have had more if Tony Maple, bless his heart, would have been able to hold the ball for another touchdown. But still, that's still very good and very crisp to have 113 yards on only 11 pass attempts. Kai Robichaud is the leading ground gainer with 6 carries for 88 yards and 2 touchdowns, and Darryl Mons right behind with 4 carries for 29 yards and a touchdown. Overall, Glenwood has gained 247 total yards, while Morgan has been held to 37 total offensive yards and 2 first downs. Morgan has 15 yards rushing and 19 yards passing. So any way you look at it, it has really been a total domination by the Glenwood defense and very effective offense by the Gators. We're getting ready for the kickoff of the second half. The kickoff will go to Glenwood. It will be their first. They had gotten only 1 kickoff so far in the game, and right now deep it looks like Trevor Crisco and Tony Maple. The crew at midfield, the officials are huddling. I'm not quite sure what they're talking about, but hey, we're getting ready to start things as Morgan is going to kick off. Kicking off for Morgan is number 17, Wade Mason. And we'll see what Glenwood can do to start the third quarter. 42-7 Gators, and they have pretty much controlled the entire game, especially with the defense. So let's see what happens in the third quarter. Kickoff is deep. Goes to Crisco. Crisco was stopped, knocked down straight at the 27-yard line after a about 12-yard kickoff return. It's 1st and 10 Glenwood at the 27-yard line. Again, Newman in the shotgun. I don't believe that's going to work too well. He handed off to the wingback Crisco, and Trevor got kind of cornered and got thrown for a big loss. He's thrown for an 8-yard loss, 2nd and 18 at the 19. That was not a play that worked like it was drawn up. Handoff immediately. To number 27 for Glenwood. Looks like we've got some changes. That's Tariq Maple. And he is lost 2. So now we've got a 3rd and 20 at the 17. Pass attempt. Incomplete. So we've got a 4th down.
Quarterback's Will Haynes.
Okay. Haynes is in a quarterback for the Gators. It looked like, I thought it was 27 Maple that ran the ball, but it might have been Austin Andrasek instead of, but anyway, he lost yardage, and then Will Haynes' pass was incomplete. So it's 4th down, 20 at the 17. Punt coming up by the Gators. And as if you can tell, we've seen a lot of new faces. It looks like Glenwood has decided to do some liberal. Oh my goodness, that was a wonderful play for Glenwood. As it looked like the Senator number 20, Josh Brown, was running before he had control of the ball, and Glenwood was right on top of it and picked up and recovered the fumble. So it's 1st down Glenwood at the 47-yard line. So even though it was a 30-yard punt, they got a very nice 1st down on the fumble recovery. Not the way that Morgan wanted to start the second half. That's Will Haynes with the ball. He's the backup quarterback for number 6. And he got down 2 yards. We'll give him 2. 2nd and 8 at the 46. I guess the ball was originally spotted at the 48. Well, no, it was the 47. He got 1. 2nd and 9 at the 46. Well, Austin Andrasek was linebacker blitzed inside on a run blitz and caught him for a 3-yard loss. It's 3rd and 12 at the 49. That's a pass by Haynes to Tony Maple. A nice inside pass play that got a 1st down at the 34, a gain of 15 yards, and a 1st down for Glenwood. That looks like an end around to Maple. That was a nice sweep play. If he'd gotten one more block, we could have seen a lot more excitement, but Maple did a good job and gained 5 yards. It's 2nd and 5 at the 30. As it looks like the offense is starting to get into a nicer rhythm. Uh-oh, there's a fumble and a flag. So we'll see what happens there. The fumble was recovered by Glenwood, number 62. However, there is a flag on the play. Right now it's 2nd and 5 at the 30 before we had the call. We're not sure what the penalty is. Say it looks like our official crew is having a discussion. Glenwood did recover the ball at the 25, very close to a 1st down, or maybe on this side of the 25. So it is close to a 1st down. However, the flag is still there on the ground, and we have a nice little discussion. We're not sure what the call is. And here we go. Face mask against Morgan. So he got his 5 yards and a 1st down. How about that? Well, it took him long enough to decide what was going on, but we'll take it. And with the penalty of 5 yards. It's a first down for Glenwood at the 25. Andrasek on the carry. Not much going on the inside there. 2nd and 10 on the 25. Well, I'm not exactly sure what happened there. Oh, they got a false start, I guess, by Glenwood. So now it's 2nd and 15 at the 30 for Glenwood. Haynes on the keeper up the middle. Got the 5 yards back that they lost on the penalty. So now it's 3rd and 10 from the 25. .22 on the carry for Glenwood. He goes outside, and he's got a first down. That was a nice outside run by Austin Mon. Trying to see where they're going to spot the ball. Looks like on the 9-yard line, so it's 1st and goal. And a nice 16-yard run for Austin Mon. 1st and goal for the Gators at the 9. Ball's handed off. Run is up to the inside. Andrasek got down, it looks like, to about the 5-yard line, a gain of 4. 2nd and goal at the 5. Looks like at least now, though, the offense is starting to get a little bit more rhythm. These are the guys that don't play that much, and but they have certainly done their share of hard work. And if that could have opened up a little faster, he might have gotten in. But anyway, it's 3rd and goal from the 3 as Andrasek got 2 more yards. And there's a timeout on the field. Looks like it's an official timeout, a heat timeout. So with 5:57 left to go in the 3rd quarter, the score still remains Glenwood 42, Morgan Academy 7. It's not running now. One thing we do want to check is with the lead that Glenwood has at this time, the 4th quarter, there may be an agreement. I believe it's mandatory in region play. If Glenwood has a 30-point lead, the 4th quarter will be played with a running clock. I will say that on Gibson's coach, Gibson for Glenwood, he has done yeoman work in getting his 2nd team offense out there running plays, and they on this drive, especially after the fumble recovery, has done a good job of moving the ball down the field. So we will see what happens. It's 3rd down. We've got the ball down at the 2.5, 3-yard line. We'll call it the 3. It may be the 2, but it's 3rd and goal. And Glenwood lines up again. Haynes in the shotgun. He goes inside. He's tackled, though, short of the goal line. He made a good lunge after the initial hit, but it looks like he's about a half yard short. So it's 4th and goal at about the 1. We're calling it a full yard, but it really probably is more like a half a yard. Haynes again in the shotgun. We've got a wide play, and Touchdown, Glenwood. It looks like Austin Mon, number 22. Now, I will tell you, I really don't know if he's related to Darrell, but if he is, he's got the quickness that his brother's got, and he wanted to share the touchdown glory with his relative there. So with 5:14 to play, Glenwood the extra point by Garrett Hall is good. I've been told that the running back on that was a wide receiver and that it was not Mon, but it was Mark West Sanchez on a jet sweep, and he got that last yard on the touchdown. That could be, it was kind of hard to see from the vantage point that we've got. It was either 12 or 22, but it looks like it was 12 that scored the touchdown. So that means it's Glenwood 49, Morgan Academy 7. And Morgan will get some more extra work on their kickoff return plays. The official scoring for the Glenwood Gators, Peyton Ziegler, has been a big help, and he's the one that let us know that the person scoring the touchdown for Glenwood was number 12. Now that's, again, Josh Brown on the kickoff return, and number 20 got out to the 30, looks like the 32-yard line, so he got a 22-yard return, and it's 1st and 10 Morgan from the 32. We have 4:34 and counting in the third quarter. Handoff goes to, well, not sure. It was the inside back, but it looks like it's number 21 on the carry for Morgan, and he got to the 44. That's a 12-yard gain and a first down. That is actually the longest run from scrimmage by Morgan in the game. A 12-yard gain. So handoff again up to the inside. 21 again. Will Ingram. And it's another first down as he gets a first down on the 42. 1st and 10, 42. With a 14-yard carry for him. So Will Ingram is padding his stats a little bit for Morgan. Looks like Glenwood needs to watch that inside run a little bit. This is 15, Matthew Free. Runs for a first down at the 33-yard line. Make that the 32. 1st and 10 at the 32. This is the best offensive series that Morgan has had in the game. Of course, I have to point out that there may be an awful lot of subs in there for Glenwood's defense. That's Ingram again on the carry on the inside. This time he gets 5 yards. 2nd and 5 on the from the 27, maybe 28. 2nd and 5 on the 28. Now Morgan is getting the yardage, but there's also the clock is running and is not their friend. So nice inside run again by Morgan. Again, that's 21, Ingram. and he runs for a first down to the 20. Nice 8-yard run. Well, this is not what was expected, but let's give Morgan credit. They're running their plays and doing what they need to do in order to get something going. Although that time, I think 15, Matthew Free would have preferred another play to be called, as he just got thrown for a 5-yard loss. 2nd and 15 at the 25. Excellent read of the outside linebacker for Glenwood to drop Free for the loss. And it makes it 2nd and 15. They may go back to the inside run after that play. And they do. And it's Free, and he got free. Free got free. Don't particularly care for that if you're a Glenwood fan, but he certainly made a good run. It's now 3rd and 4, so a gain of 11 yards. I would say with it being 3rd and 4 and the quarter about to go out, that if they don't get the first down, I'm going to take a wild stab and say they're going to go for it on 4th down. 15, Free with the carry, loses about 3 yards, so it's 4th and 7. And they'll do that 4th down in the 4th quarter. So we have the end of the quarter with the score Glenwood 49, Morgan Academy 7. Well, there's certainly one thing, and I know that Glenwood has put several backups in at the defensive positions, but you have to give Morgan credit for sticking with their offense, running what they can do, and driving the ball. Unfortunately for them, it's taken an awful lot of time off the clock, and it's not going to stop what it looks like is going to be a running clock for the 4th quarter. Now, we haven't confirmed that, but we were pretty sure that that's what's going to happen. Glenwood has a 42-point lead, and we're watching the head officials to see if he gives the start and keep going, but don't know that for a fact. We'd also give kudos to the Glenwood second team offense, because once they recovered that fumble near midfield, they went right down the field and scored a touchdown. That's what you want to see with the guys that don't have a lot of time on the field and playing for you, is being able to move the ball and score points. Okay, they've moved down to the other end of the field. Going to start the 4th quarter. It's 4th and 6.5. We'll call it 7. It's about the same. We'll call it 6. 4th and 6 at the 16, and they're going for it. And he says running, and he's trying to throw it, and he throws it to Will Ingram. Ingram catches the ball and gets the first down. That was a nice throw by Thomas to the one senior, Ingram, whose forte really is on defense, but that was a nice reception for a 1st and goal at the 5. Again, we've got an awful lot of subs out there for Glenwood, so it's taken them over 5 minutes to get where they are. Handoff once again to the inside back, 15 free, and he got 4. It's 2nd and goal at the 1. And the clock is running. There's 10 minutes and 50 seconds left in the game. So even though Morgan is driving for what could be a touchdown, they've got an awful lot of ground to make up. It's a quarterback keeper. It's a touchdown for number 2, Andrew Thomas of Morgan. And at 10:28, the extra point attempt by Mason is coming. And it's good. So the score now reads Glenwood 49, Morgan 14, and the clock has not stopped. So we have a running clock in the 4th quarter. We'll have a kickoff now to Glenwood. And when Glenwood's offense takes the field, we're hoping that they'll do the same thing that Morgan's offense just did and be able to power down and keep control of the ball and put some more points on the board. We'll see. Wade Mason back is going to kick off for Morgan. Now, I don't know if they're going to try an onside kick. Certainly that is a potential. Glenwood's got 9 up within 15 yards of the ball, so if there is an onside or a squib kick, they're going to be ready. They do kick it deep. Maple fumbles it around a little bit on the 12, but gets loose. Gets tackled and is brought down. He's given back at the 20, but it's going to give him credit to the 25, so he gets a 13-yard return. If he had been able to get that kick off a little bit cleaner, I think he would have got more yards, but it's best that he did not fumble the ball, and that's important. All right, we still got Haynes at quarterback. He fakes the ball to Andrasek, keeps it himself. Looks like he gains about 2 yards to the 22nd. So it's 2nd and 8 from the 27-yard line. What Glenwood's offense wants to do now is get first downs. Get those first downs. Nice run inside. Looks like 47 Andrasek. And he got out to the 31. Gain of 4, 3rd and 4. We have a timeout on the field. Glenwood just called timeout. Looked like there was a little bit of confusion as to what was being run. So Coach Gibson, rather than doing a play that wouldn't work, decided to call a timeout. So the clock is actually stopped with the official timeout. I also want to make a correction on the extra point. I could have swore that ball went right between the uprights and was good, and the man on the left side, the official on the left side, had good. Oh, they did put the point up. All right, I was pretty sure it was 49-14, but Morgan just got their 14th point just a second ago. Passes to number 85, Haynes, to Skylar Summers, but unfortunately, Summers couldn't get loose. There was only a gain of 1 yard, so it was 4th and 3 at the 32. So we will have a punt. Looks like Devin Denny is punting, or is that 38? 38 might be. That's Dalton Rhodes is going to be punting. I wasn't sure. Sort of a short punt, and Matthew Free grabbed the ball at the 45 after not the best punt in the world, and ran the ball back to the 30-yard line. So it's a 1st and 10 for Morgan from the 30. That was only a 15-yard punt by Mr. Rhodes. He need to do better on that in the future. Handoff inside. This time, Mr. Ingram was stopped for no gain. Well, they gave him a yard. Nope, they're putting it back. The official grabbed the ball and put it right back to the line of scrimmage. So it's 2nd and 10 at the 30. There's 5 minutes to play in the game. Handoff inside to number 15, Matthew Free. Gain of about 6, 3rd and 4 at the 24. I'm not exactly sure what they were trying to do there, but 15 did not do what he was supposed to, I'm pretty sure. But he managed to squeeze out 1 yard. I think he made the wrong cut there. He cut right into the linebacker tackle. But it's 4th and 3 at the 23. Free got 1 yard, and again they're going to go for it, which with a score 49-14 and inside the close to the 20, that's not a surprise. Here we go. It's a toss to 15, and he broke it. He broke outside of contain. 23-yard touchdown at the 3:36 mark. As once he broke outside of containment, there was nobody home. So Mason took the kick, and I'll try to call it. I called it good last time, and they took them a couple of minutes to get the point on the board, but we'll see. And the kick is no good. So the score now reads, with 2:52 to play, Glenwood 49, Morgan 20. And we'll have another kickoff to Glenwood. And barring some unforeseen miracle, we will probably be the last offensive series of the game. However, don't know that for sure. Morgan kicked it straight up last time deep, and they may do so again. They did not attempt an onside kick. Again, Glenwood's got 9 people up close, including hands folks like Mon and Crisco and Cam Carpenter. So they're thinking that might happen, that they do kick it short, but that's not the case. He kicks it deep. Crisco with the reception of the kick and taken down at the 32. So it's 1st and 10 Glenwood at the 32-yard line. We've got 1:23 to play. Well, we refer to this as the old victory formation. It's now 2nd down for Glenwood, and it's pretty much a moot point as we let the clock run out. They're not going to push it. They're running the clock, and then Haynes is taking a knee. So our final score for tonight's contest: Glenwood 49, Morgan Academy 20, as the Gators get their first win in Region 1 AISA, and that's a big, big win that they needed for their potential for playoff time come later in the year. Now remember, folks, next week Glenwood will not be playing. The game with Unity Prep of Georgia has been canceled. So Glenwood will have an open week and will be able to come back in 2 weeks on the road. So until then, until the next time we have a home game, we look forward to seeing all of you watch CTV Beam television, and also be sure to read the Phoenix Citizen and read about each week the Glenwood Gators as they try to make that run to the championship game in Class 3A. Thanks and good night. That's it.